2 points against Mercer.
And then didn't that go to overtime?
It's not saying it did.
So,
won by 2 points against Northern Kentucky.
So Albany should be able to win that.
May have a chance here.
So let's go through a list of some mid-major schools that are high level. We got San Diego State, Temple. No, actually, I think Temple's in the Big East now.
I believe they are.
Yeah, so you got San Diego State. You've got Gonzaga. You got Wichita State. You got Butler, Davidson.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
They're always there, though. I mean, Vermont is usually a good school out of the MAC.
Vermont. No, they're in the America East. Vermont.
Oh, yes. Vermont is... I'm sorry. Vermont's usually a solid school at
the America East.
Same area that they play with...
Albany and Stony Brook.
I mean...
Which, I hate Stony Brook, but they are one of the 3 best teams in the America East every year.
I mean, actually looking at mid-major rankings right now, I mean, there's a lot of teams you see, normally. Florida Gulf Coast, Charleston, BYU.
BYU is a good one. This is my point. Those teams that we just named, Albany's ranked number 4 mid-major in the country.
The only ones that are above them right now are Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and Loyola Chicago.
That means Albany's ranked ahead of San Diego State. Albany is ranked ahead of Butler, Davidson,
Charleston,
Towson, yeah. Wichita State. They're ranked ahead of Wichita State.
Central Michigan, they're always
Well, they got a kid who can drop 100 on any night.
Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, Stephen F. Austin.
That's always one of my favorites when they slide into the tournament.
Yeah. Fordham. Good old FU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hofstra, Drexel. Some names that are always in the tournament. So
South Dakota, not to be confused with South Dakota State, they're both in the ranking.
Oh, the Jackrabbits. Yeah,
South Dakota and South Dakota State.
I believe
things popping in
South
Dakota in the South.
I want you to look this up. No, that's Southern Illinois. They're the Salukis. What is South Dakota? Can you look up South Dakota's mascot? I know South Dakota State are the Jackrabbits. But, Albany, the number 4 mid-major team in the country. How inspiring. And furthermore, I just want... now I'm about to go on a rant, damn it.
They are the Coyotes.
Coyotes! I'm about to go on a damn rant. Wait, hold on. South Dakota Coyotes and the South Dakota State Jackrabbits? Anyone else find that funny?
Yeah.
Anyone else find that funny? Jackrabbits and Coyotes are like mortal enemies.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Usually, Coyotes are the victors.
Yeah, perfect.
It was personal.
The only thing that would be better is if Michigan State stayed the Spartans and Michigan became the Trojans. That'd be the only thing better. But anyways, Albany has gone to the NCAA tournament like 4 years in a row. They missed last year and the year before that. But they've gone to the NCAA tournament so many times. They've been the best team in the America East so many times. Same thing with Vermont, same thing with Stony Brook. At what point do these schools get together and say, hey, we are too good for the America East, and they just join a bigger conference? I get for Vermont it's harder because they don't have football, but for Stony Brook and Albany, they've already moved to the Colonial Athletic Association in football. Why are they not joining the CAA for basketball? I know it's not a huge step up, but it's much better than the America East.
Go away.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly makes sense. Would give them a better opportunity.
It'll get them out of a league that's a guaranteed only one bid.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying because if Albany last year beat Siena in the tournament, it's not fair that not Siena, Vermont. It's not fair that Vermont, who had been wire to wire the best team in the conference, is not going to make the tournament because they lost one game.
Right.
I think that's bogus. If I were to change how the NCAA tournament is structured, and I know no one wants to hear this, but damn it, you're going to listen. There are 32 conferences in college basketball.
Yep.
All right. You take the winner of the regular season of each conference, and they get an automatic bid. They are eliminated not eliminated. They are, what's the word I'm looking for? Exempt from having to participate in the conference tournament.
No, already wrong. Because some teams have to play in that tournament so that they can get that trophy. Are you going to give out 2 different trophies?
Yes.
Oh, get out of here.
If you win your conference outright in the regular season, you get an automatic bid. If you win your conference tournament, you get a bid.
No.
There's no reason why teams like Syracuse who win 15 games should get a trophy to go straight to the tournament because they're damn Syracuse.
There is a difference between being able to win enough games to win your conference and then being able to win them when it's do or die. There's a huge difference there.
My philosophy is...
Your philosophy's wrong.
My philosophy is if you want to be in a tournament, you have to win something.
Yes, that's winning the tournament. Your tournament.
So,
there are teams that
then do you want to just make it 32 teams, conference winners, conference tournament winners, that's it. No at-large teams.
No. Why change it from what it is right now? Why do you want to make it different than what is broken of the system?
What is broken of the system is that you get these conferences that have deserving teams that get left out because they didn't win their conference tournament, but they only have 2 losses, and then a 15-loss Syracuse gets in.
Yeah, maybe there's an argument there, but also, who did you play?
You could just do the winner and the runner-up of the tournament, and the winner gets the better
the higher seed?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay.
Because then they still have to play, they still have to prove that they're worth being there. And
if you really want to do it correctly, what you're saying is you take the winner of the tournament, and then if that conference had a team with a better record that didn't win the tournament, they should get one of the at-large bids. If it's the same school, then it can go to another school that's available. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest arguments that I have for it is, I don't remember which conference it was, but last year there was a team that literally had less than 10 wins win their conference tournament.
Right.
And make it to the NCAA
that's what I'm saying.
tournament.
You get an automatic bid if you win your tournament. If that's the same team as the best record in that conference, if that's the same, if they're the same. Say Vermont or Albany wins the American East regular season and then they win the tournament. If they're the same team, no one else is coming out of the American East. It can go to another at-large bid. But say UAlbany has the best record at the end of this year, but Vermont wins it. Vermont goes in, but UAlbany also goes in because they still had the best record. But only in those situations would that happen. Because if it's the same ones, then I'm not going to give it to another team. Well, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and crown Vermont the American East tournament champions when UAlbany wasn't entered because of the fact that they won the regular season. That's stupid to me.
I don't think it's... Okay, all right.
So you're penalizing a team because they've already won their bid, but they don't get to play in their conference tournament.
Why would you want to play in the conference tournament
to win the conference championship?
You get the trophy. You win the conference.
Then why even have the tournament at all?
To get the second team in.
Why? Every conference doesn't deserve a second team. They just don't.
Okay. The problem that I have, and I feel like I'm just being a broken record, is that there are many teams that don't deserve to make it from the bigger conferences.
But you just have a problem with that.
Well, what if instead of... What if it was based off of regular season wins for the rest of the teams that didn't win their conference championships?
But then now I have a problem with that.
Yeah, because you got teams who have 3 games more in the regular season than other teams. So, is it fair if,
Oh, that's true.
Let's use smaller schools. Is it fair if Mercer has 3 games more than Southern Illinois, and they have one game...
An extra win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe winning percentage down to, the 5th decimal point?
If you even go that route, you're going to get a lot more teams in there that have no business playing in these games. They're going to go up against bigger schools they have no business playing.
Yeah, but
if that's honest, there's only one team that comes from the American East, because if there's 2, you're basically just adding fodder for a firing squad.
The only other thing I could think of would be to have a mini madness of like these smaller teams that really probably
And they've
shouldn't
talked about that. They've talked about separating it, Power 5 conference tournament and then mid-major tournament, which I think is stupid because then you get rid of Mercer beating Duke. You get rid of Florida Gulf Coast.
You get rid of the upsets. I don't think you need to change that. But at
Well,
this
you
time,
just,
we
you
have
just have
68.
you have an initial tourney, 4 spots in March Madness.
What?
For the smaller schools that probably won't be given a shot if they don't win their conference championship.
Okay, if this is what they want to do,
open up like you don't have to. That doesn't have to be the end all be all. That could be something to do for like the final 10 spots or something.
So then how about this?
Yeah, make it to final 4. Put a bunch of teams in a conference and be like, okay, you win your fucking bracket, you get one of the last 4 remaining spots.
So what about this?
That would kind of make sense. That would give everyone a shot.
You give a certain number of bids to the Power 5 conferences. Well, I guess it's Power 6 still in basketball because the Big East is still a conference.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Well, Big East basketball, they have Villanova, they have
Big
Providence.
East basketball will never be what it used to be. Never.
Maybe.
Never.
Maybe.
Never.
Just because they got rid of UConn?
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Okay.
I'm talking about
Relevant because
Syracuse,
Star Wars comes
Georgetown, St. John's, UConn, when it was a powerhouse.
St. John's?
Look back at what St. John's was back in the heyday of the Big East.
Look back at what St. John's was in the last 15 years. Not good. Not good at all. They even had a guy named God's Gift, and they were terrible. But anyways, maybe have a certain number of spots for the Power 6 conferences, and then you have conference tournaments for the mid-majors, and that leaves a few spots left open. So the rest of the teams get together and rank the teams that they feel are deserving, and then the 8 or whatever mid-majors that didn't make it, that are at the top of the list as voted in by the coaches of the teams that did make it, will be playing. I'm okay with that. But I'm sick of and there's even a conference that doesn't even have an auto bid. Or a conference tournament. It's the Ivy League tournament.
The Ivy League always gets somebody in anyway.
Well, yes, they have an auto bid, but they don't have a tournament. So that just shows the tournament doesn't even matter. The winner of the regular
Ivy League. But
they're too smart for everyone else.
From that stuck-up group of people?
They're too smart for everyone else. They know what's up.
Yeah, no kidding, they're too smart for everyone else. There's a reason that they don't make it very far in the tournament, usually.
No. Harvard got to the Elite Eight a few years ago.
How many times? You want to talk about St. John's over the last 15 years? Okay. Let's look at Harvard's history.
We're talking about the tournament. We're not talking about the regular season. And St. John's has been garbage recently. I think the Big East is still fine. You still got Providence. You still got Seton Hall. You still got Villanova. A national champion the last 2 years. So the Big East is just fine.
Pump the brakes. Villanova's last national championship before that was when?
1985.
Okay, I don't want to hear about Villanova.
When was St. John's last national
championship? They just got a national title.
When was St. John's last national championship? As he goes on researching. You're going to be scrolling a lot. You're scrolling back to the 50s, I think. And if you want to talk about most championships in history, you got to look at City College in New York, because they got 5. They're not even Division I anymore. NYU's got national championships.
St. John's has never won a national title.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so you're comparing that to Villanova with what, 2?
I think they have 3. But I'm not sure.
Pump the brakes here.
Hey, how many national championships do the Knicks have? None. I don't think a single player. Oh no, Joakim Noah. He's got a national championship from Florida.
I was going to say, as a team, they have 2, but they're back in the 70s.
The last time the Knicks had a real chance at winning a title, Latrell Sprewell literally choked it away. But anyways, UAlbany. Let's just get back to UAlbany while you look up whatever it is you're looking up. UAlbany has a legitimate chance to enter the Louisville game with just 1 loss. I don't think Canisius is as much of a threat this year as they have been 5-6 years ago, because I feel like their recruiting and all that, I don't know why, they just haven't been as good. Canisius used to be